Mang Adla, Kumusta? This is Ben again, coming to you live outside of Cebu City in Ababao, Cordova. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the American idiot and how he is ruining the reputation of foreigners in the Philippines. Okay, so as you know, I recently went to Dumaguete, and I guess has more foreigners per capita than any other city in the Philippines. Now, I didn't Google this or anything. This is just what I heard from multiple people that I met along the way and things that I have read as far as comments and of the discussions that I've had online with people. So, whether or not that's 100% true, I can attest to the fact that there are a lot of foreigners there. Okay, so the reason why I'm calling all these foreigners in Dumaguete idiots, has multiple reasons. So the reason why I'm calling Americans idiots in Dumaguete is because of what I observed and the things that I was told by Filipinos. Now, I have a way of kind of being candid with Filipinos because I don't act the same as others. I've been in the Philippines for a long time. I know Filipinos, and they tend to be a little bit more open with me once they see that I'm not your typical foreigner. So while I was there in Dumaguete, I observed nothing but negativity coming from the foreigners that were there. I walked away with a bitter taste in my mouth seeing the social structure that's going on there. I didn't enjoy being around those people. I didn't enjoy listening to them talk. In general, I found them to be a negative presence that was absolutely giving foreigners a black eye as to their behavior and their habits and their tendencies. Foreigners there, they spend their days drinking all through the day up into the night until they fall down drunk and they get in fights and brawls and cause chaos and problems for everyone around them. Now, talking to Filipinos, they told me, I said, what do you think? Several people, I said, what do you think about Americans? And would you be interested in doing an interview on my YouTube channel? And none of them wanted to, obviously, because they were all like in the service industry and they didn't want to offend their customers, their own clientele. So they wouldn't really go on camera and talk to me about it. But they would talk to me off cam. And I heard from multiple people different varying stories. American versus a British guy versus a German, and what they did and how one of them, I heard a tale of a guy walking down the street with no pants on. All kinds of crazy stories that you would assume that you were in Las Vegas or somewhere like that. Dumaguete has been Americanized in that sense, especially if you're involved in that scene. Now, granted, of course, in defense of Dumaguete, outside of the city, in the surrounding areas, it's said to be a lot better. So it's not all of Negros. It's just, and I can't speak for all those other places, other than people have told me that those places are nicer. But Dumaguete proper is nothing but a westernized drunken pool of idiots. And I do not recommend going there. I would hate it there if I lived in Dumaguete City. And I don't recommend it to anybody. Now, the Filipinos, it's like, they're only they're exposed to these certain types. And of course, they're going to think that about all Americans or all foreigners. There's also, girly bars in Dumaguete. And so, these guys get drunk. I heard a story from a doorman there that an American was fall down drunk and he paid the bar fine for the girl and he ended up smacking her around, and these things are just atrocious. And I can't express enough how disappointed I was to hear these things about us guys that are coming over here. Now, granted, I live a different kind of lifestyle, so all these things that I hear stick out to me like a sore thumb. But even still, it's like some of these guys are coming here, they're 70 years old, 65 plus, and they're trying to act like teenagers, and they're doing teenager, young 20s type stuff. And it's just pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And they're giving all of us a bad name. So as far as Dumaguete goes, I strike that off the list, and I sincerely implore you, if you're considering going to Dumaguete and living there, that you avoid it. The vlogging community is a bunch of scoundrels. They're at each other's throats, and believe me, I've seen it behind the scenes. They are not who they pretend to be online. There are big, huge channels there, and I'm not going to name names, but two specifically big, huge channels with 60,000 plus subscribers, and both of them are total jerks. Total, complete jerks. And I'm not even being judgmental. I'm saying my experience from the two vloggers that are huge and in Dumaguete, they are not who they pretend to be online. They act kind and they act agreeable, and you would think that they are who they project off cam, but the reality is they are not. They're in it for one thing and one thing only, and that's clicks and the money, which, of course, I'm in it for the clicks and the money too, but my content sucks, and I'm not going to, my videos get 100 views, so nobody's going to even hear or see or watch this video anyways, so I feel like I can just rattle off, because it's not like it's going to spread around and people are going to say, oh, that Philippines Extremes guy is talking crap. Not going to happen. So even though I'm not naming names, I'm pretty sure you can figure out who I'm talking about. Two huge channels with two guys, older guys, and they're just phony, fake. So it's just a persona. For me, who I am on here is who I am in real life. I have things in my past that I don't talk about, things that would attract people to my channel if they knew my former employment and the things that I used to do. All of these things would boost my subscribership. So I don't really care to gain subs off of who I am in the past, because I'm not that person anymore. I'm just a regular guy with, a boring life. I don't drink alcohol. I don't sleep around. I live a moral approach to my life. Do that. That's not fun or exciting. Who wants to follow a guy like me? So the gist of it is the Dumaguete boys there are ruining our reputation. The Filipinos there don't like us. They see us only as customers and people who are out of control and are basically lacking morals and living crazy, chaotic lives. So I personally would not live there, and I encourage everybody else to avoid it like the plague. I'm sure it's attractive to some people because, you want a lot of these bloggers are like celebrities and they want to rub shoulders with these guys. But let me tell you, these guys are fake. They're not who they pretend to be online. I know because I met them, and they're snobbish. They look at your sub count and they cut you down. And unless you have a big, huge YouTube following, they're not going to give you the time of day. That's just the reality of it. In my opinion, that's bad character. And I try to live my life offering a helping hand and trying to do unto others as they would do unto me. And that's not fake. Who you see on here is who you would see face to face. Granted, I may flow freer with my speech, and you may see more of the personality that I don't project online because I haven't really gotten it all out there yet. but it wouldn't be fake. It would just be more about me that would be revealed. So you're going to go, you go to Dumaguete, you're going to be, first of all, despised secretly by the Filipinos, judged by them as well. You're going to live in a cliquish social structure around people who just drink, sex, and war against each other and talk massive crap. So you want to go to Dumaguete and live amongst that? More power to you, but you've been warned.